Hello, good evening. It is Nemi Batstone here with Nemi's Crafty Cafe, coming to you live from Cooks Creek, Manitoba in Canada. And I'm just a couple minutes early because I've been having technical issues, both with uploading and also with lives. So I'm just gonna make sure I'm good here. So we'll see. And I hope you're all enjoying a beautiful day today. It was supposed to be only 20, but I was out in the soccer field for like at 11 and it was not 20. It felt a lot colder than that. I mean, warmer, I should say hotter than that. Okay, so it looks like I'm good. But of course, I can't see comments. Okay, oh, so there we go. Oh, hello, Christine. Now I see comments. And look at that. I'm not as delayed as I normally am. Look, I'm going to wave my hands and see how long that takes. Okay, that's not so bad. Awesome. Awesomeness. And it's 6:59. So both my kids are home. They're just making supper right now because we haven't eaten yet. We had a late lunch due to Benjamin's soccer game today. I'm never really home on Saturday evenings. Usually Saturday nights, I'm at this time, either Benjamin's soccer game is at halftime, because he usually plays at like, his start time is usually 5:30 or 6. So we're usually never home, but today we had a lunch game. Hi, Janice, nice to see you. Oh, I can't believe summer is already almost over. Where did it go? But anyway, fall is coming, and just a reminder that September 29th is our next retreat. So we're kicking it back in, and we have some fun stuff for you. We've got lots of techniques. The goodie bag is like, whoa! I've been having so much fun playing with it and creating with it. In fact, you might get a sneak peek because I'm so bad. I just want to share and show you all like how excited I am in the designs we have for the upcoming retreat. And but at the same time, I always like to surprise you, right? Like I like you to come to the retreat and go, wow, look at my goodie bag. Wow, we get this in our goodie bags. And yes, so the welcome kit this year for the fall, because it's fall, comes with some like really nice stuff that I think that we've picked out. And we also even have a new designer. Dawn wasn't available. And so we're super excited that Barb has stepped up, Barb McLeod, and I can't wait till you see her design. So lots of fun. Okay, so I'm gonna flip my screen so you don't have to sit here and listen to me talk 20 million times. So just give me a second. So I'm just gonna I have my phone charging as well. So let's hope I can do this without causing some major chaos. Excellent. And the last couple weeks, I've been trying to upload, go live, share all this fun stuff, and I've been struggling. So today I'm going to try and do it live again. So I think it was like meant to be or something like that. That it was just not meant to be shared via email or YouTube. It was meant to be Facebook Live. So I'm going to spoil this for Christine because this was a card I made for Christine's birthday. And she's probably hasn't gotten it yet because it just went in the mail. That's how crappy I am. And it's her birthday month. And if you are part of my team, we do birthday club. And so for the month of your birthday, you get cards from each one of our team members or whoever has time to do them. So you get quite a few, which is a lot of fun. And you would think that with all the cards I share with all of you, I would be on time on sending these cards, but I so am not. I'm horrible. And I even have the Stampin' Up! Birthday organizer, and I still suck. So my goal this year is definitely to, really get on top of sending those out since I have piles and piles of cards everywhere. Okay. So again, hostess code. So reminder, this is the last month to purchase 30% off our kits online. And they are so worth it because they come with everything you need. And when you've got the last few weeks at the cottage, or I hate to say it, but you're looking for Christmas gifts, stock up on these. They are fantastic, especially at a discount. And if you are a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, you not only get the customer discount, but you also get your demo discount. So that's 50 to 55% off. So I've already stocked up on a bunch, and they are going to teachers, they're going to nieces and nephews, they are going to prize packs at retreat, obviously, stuff like that. So it's so worth it. And again, if you look up in the notes, and I'll make sure it's there, I have links for our Creative Escape. And we're also doing, to kick off the weekend, is a Demonstrator Academy. So Alana and I are teaming up once again to offer some tips and tricks on social media. So you don't have to be, be a business builder, or you don't have to be a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Maybe you're, maybe you have friends who are into, who sell other products, but we're really showing you how to use social media, how to take better pictures, how to write a tutorial. We have a Q&A with Rosemarie Coleman from Alberta, one of the top 10 demonstrators in Canada. So she's there to answer any questions you have, share her passion for Stampin' Up! And why she does it and how she keeps her business going. But anyway, that's what we've got. And for $55, you get a welcome kit, you get lunch, which by the way is a taco bar. And if you're coming to the retreat right after, well, your stuff's already there. So you just have to move on down to your seat and you're good to go. Hi, Gail. Thanks for joining tonight. Again, I hope you're at the cottage. And I hope a whole bunch of you have a glass of vino or something in your hand, ready to enjoy a relaxing night. Like I say, I'm super pumped about being here because I don't usually get to just chill out online on a Saturday night. It's just not normal. Okay. So I have 2 designs to share with you. Unfortunately, I don't have finished designs because I can't find them, but I do have one. So one of them is techniques. So this retreat, we're sharing a lot of blending techniques, or how to use your brushes and what you can do with them and stuff in your kits. So you're going to have some fun. But one of the, coloring combos I shared last week featured 3 big, strong colors. And then along with it, do I have it here? Oh, yeah, I do. Oh my gosh, I had to clean up all my inks. They were all over the place. Featured Berry Burst, Fresh Freesia, Bubble Bath, and then add in a 4th, which was a bold color, Pretty Peacock. And let me tell you, it was a challenge, but I had a lot of fun making stuff with it. And then if you are part of my newsletter, I shared with you Barb McLeod's design, which was beautiful. So I had to share that. This was one of my first attempts made. And you can see I tried to blend all the colors together because I really wanted that green in there, but the green just didn't do it for me. I took photos and it looked awful in photos. But in person, when you're holding it in front of you, it actually is quite stunning. But it just does not do justice when you're actually looking at it through video or photo. Because you see all the lines, and I don't know. It was just really bad photography, or I don't know. So I was going to show you another way that I created this. And I did create this in a different way, or similar way I'm going to show you today. So spoiler alert for you, Christine, because this is what's coming to you in the mail for your birthday. Okay. And then whoever, wins the draw tonight will get one as well. Okay. So there's 2 ways you can blend, right? Like, obviously you can blend. Well, there's not 2 ways. There's multiple ways you can blend. Shouldn't say that. I'm getting a lot of shadow and I tried to fix that. I apologize. Maybe I just need to adjust things a little bit better. But two ways I like to do it is, let me just grab a piece here, is I like to do it on a piece of cardstock, like just plain white. So then you have that palette base and then your color really pops on it. Or the other option is to do it on colored cardstock. So then, I don't know, I call this the lazy way. Because if you take the lightest color of your combinations and use it as your base, then you have less coloring to do or less blending per se, versus the white where you got to blend from bottom all the way up. So I'm glad you're looking forward to it. So you can go either way. So I'll show you both ways and we'll see if there's a color difference or not. So we're going to save Pretty Peacock and we're going to use it for a card base, which I just realized I don't have handy. So we'll play with that. And so, and with this case, you can either go light to dark, dark to light, whatever your preference is. It really doesn't matter. If you have only one brush, then I strongly recommend you go light first and then go to dark. Because in that way, you're at least cleaning your brush in between. To clean your brushes, obviously you can use oh, I had one here. A microfiber cloth, not damp, but preferably dry. You could wet it a little bit, but then you got to make sure your bristles are dry. Or you can clean it with one of those makeup remover sponges, which I gave away as gifts at one of our retreats one year when we gave away big blending brush. I also included with it a makeup remover scrubby, which then works fantastic for your blends, by the way. And you can pick those up at the dollar store if you were not part of our past retreat, because they work fantastic. So another little tip I just want to share with you, Stampin' Up! Used to give us 3 little strips to use, and now they give us 4. So there was 2 more there. Actually, on this one, I probably still have, because I don't know. Oh yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So I didn't finish. So usually I put one there, which is fantastic. And then you get the one on the inside, and then you could put another one on the end or the side. I usually like to do it in all 3. And the fact that they give it to you in all the multiple languages, I like to have fun and pick the funniest language or the Chinese writing and put that on my, my ink pads as well. Okay, so I'm cheating and have a brush for every color. And you'll also notice I have 3 different brushes. I've got a Gina K brush, I've got a Stampin' Up! Brush, and I have a Tailored Expressions brush. I've been blending far long before Stampin' Up! Started releasing their own blending brushes. Blending since we used to scrapbook. So I have a collection. So I just use whatever I got. So nothing fancy, no worries there. So I like to start with dark first and blend my way up. So in this case, I'm going from dark from the bottom and all the way up. So I'm going to move these a little bit more. And you definitely want to have something underneath your cardstock because you don't want to create a mess all over your table. I mean, if you like cleaning white, if you like cleaning ink off your table, that's fine. But this is a lot easier. So blending brushes, you can use as much weight in your hand as you want, but you just want to get that really good, really inked up. Oh, excuse me, I'm burping because I'm drinking Coke Zero while I'm talking to you, while I'm crafting. And so you want to ink off on the side first because you see that. I'll just zoom in a bit there. That ugly blemish, you don't want that on your card. So you want to get that really good blend going and then just work from there onto your card, right? So now you can see that that pink is now getting, this bubble bath pink is now getting that glow of dark berry burst, which is absolutely stunning. Sometimes I have oil on my hand. I did wash my hands, but just in case, I just like to take a Post-it note or a paper towel and put my hand on there. Because in this way, I don't transfer any of that, any oil onto my paper. And then all of a sudden you're blending and you're like, what's that blemish? Why can't I get ink on there? And that's just because you have too much oil on your hand. Or you got oil on your cardstock. Now, how to get rid of that? Well, you can take your embossing buddy and try and clean it out as much as you can, or just get a new piece of cardstock, whatever your preference. So the nice thing about this too is you can go as high or as low as you want. There's no right or wrong. You're just blending, and you go as dark as you want, right? So you can see on my sample here, my green is very, very dark because I wanted it very dark. So I'm just gonna spool that again and keep going. And whatever pressure you want, you just gotta make sure you're consistent, and you don't wanna have circle lines or marks on there. Hello, Kathy. Good evening, how are you? Long time no talk or see, to be honest. Oh, it's been crazy. Okay. September long is also marks my dad's 80th birthday. So we've been busy coming up with crazy decorations, and my mom decided that she wants a Hawaiian theme. I don't know where she got Hawaiian theme from. It's not like my dad was born in Hawaii or anything, you know, like it's kind of weird. Now, so anyway, I've been scrambling trying to find shirts. Well, we already have them, but I need one for Benjamin. That kid's in between sizes now that he's older. And so trying to find an extra small Hawaiian shirt has not been easy. Okay, so there's my first color, and you can see between the bubble bath and that, it's slightly different. You got the shades. Now I'm just gonna take white and just give you a quick sampling. Oh, I got streaks in that. Oops. Okay, that wasn't my intent, but we'll blend those out. Just so you can see the difference. So the pigment will change slightly because it's a white card base versus a colored cardstock. So it takes a little more effort, or more time is more like it, to color on white than it does obviously on colored cardstock. Now also it depends on what your colored cardstock base is. I mean, if you're doing a purple and then you're adding in, let's say, Night of Navy or something, then you might not need as much. But if you're doing a light purple mixed in with like blue or yellow, then you might have a little more work to go through. So this has got a lot of ink on here already, so, and I keep adding. So I just want to get this bottom done. So this is Berry Burst. So it's got that really nice rich raspberry wine, grape wine color in it. I think I'm gonna have to have a glass of wine after. Keep talking about wine. Okay, so just to show you the difference. So here it is on Bubble Bath. Just want to make sure that looks okay. And then here it is on the white. So it's got more of a bolder color on white than it does on the colored cardstock. So you do get quite a bit of a difference. Okay, so I just wanted to share that. Look at my beautiful mess. Okay, so we're gonna switch colors and we're gonna jump into Fresh Frieza, and then we're gonna do the same. So I'm just gonna ink this up. I don't know what happened to this. Look how much ink is all over there. What was going on? No clue. I'm gonna try and stay away from all that berry burst I made of a mess of over there. And come across this way. Maybe I can just put my piece of paper that way. There you go. And then we're just gonna blend in to get that Fresh Frieza going in there. Now, I'm not gonna take up too much time and have you sit here and watch me blend. So I just wanted to give you an idea. So I did, because of the magic of videoing, have a piece already made. So I'm just gonna blend that together, and you can go again as high or as dark as you want, because it's your card. There's no right or wrong, but I just wanted to show you. That one doesn't show up as much because on camera it probably won't, but here you'll start to see it better on the white. And then you're running it into the little bit of that berry burst as well, because you don't want to see those lines, where transition lines, where the color is moving. My whole table is shaking. So I'm so looking forward to buying. So right now I'm on a folding table, and I finally found a table that I want for my craft table, which would also be used for videoing. So I'm so excited and happy about it. But of course, you know, it's expensive. So I gotta wait and collect a little bit more cash to pay for it. So there you go. So again, there's my two colors. So you can start to see that it's starting to change and take shape there as we keep going. So a finished one is right here. So this is my finished one. So I did touch up the top with some bubble bath just to give it some edging and make sure. Now, I also I like to cut my piece to the right size, because then you can get all that ink blend along the edges as well. So if you don't, then you just see the core color, which is bubble bath in this case. But this way your color goes right to the edge. So it's okay if you don't, but it is nicer if you cut it to size first. Just a quick little tip. Okay, this is done. Now, at this point, you can take some water, because this is water-based ink, and splatter, or you can splatter with Wink of Stella. Or I like to take it up one more notch, which is what I did with birthday cards this month. And we're gonna emboss this. So let me see, I forgot to pull out the folder. So we can emboss with so many different things, but I embossed because it feels like fall out there. The Leaf Fall 3D. And what I love about this is it has so many different leaves in there. And you can run this any way you want, in any direction. So you can go this way and get leaves, because this is running here at an angle. That's literally running this way. And then you have a nice spot here to add your sentiment, and then you're done. Or you could obviously turn it the other way as well, and then have the top part as your sentiment, and you're done. So it doesn't matter either way. Preference, do you prefer sentiment on the bubble bath, or do you prefer sentiment to be showcasing on the berry burst? I'll wait till somebody responds. It can work either way. So let's see what you all say. So it can go in the top right-hand corner, or it can go in the bottom left-hand corner, if anybody has a preference. So you would see it down here, and then all your leaves would be up top, running this way throughout. Or it can go this way. Line that up there. And we can get the leaves. You can go up to that line, which is a great marker, but in this case, it just doesn't matter. We can get more leaves if we go closer to the edge this way and get more up in this corner here. So I don't see comments coming through, but it's such a delay. I still can't wait till we get Valley Fiber. I think I am going to stick to this way. Oh, Kathy says on the berry burst. Okay, so we got a response, so we are turning it. Okay, so we're going to try and get as much of this as we can. And I do love that there's these little pop-outs that kind of just swing right in there. So I'm going to drop it a bit more so we get into that little corner at the top there. And it's okay if we don't have anything up there. And it doesn't matter too much if it isn't like completely straight, because of the fact that the leaves are falling in random throughout. Okay, I think that's good right there. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab what color of ink you're, oh, well, I'm gonna show you another trick on that. because this is a 6x6, we have to use the Big Boss. So I'm gonna pull this up a bit. You can see more of my messy desk. Oh, it's such a disaster. Okay, I've been creating for retreat, so it is crazy. Oh, I had so much fun. Next week, I'm gonna do 3 fun folds with you with the stamp sets we're using for retreat. Oh, they're so pretty. So, I can't wait. Okay. I know most of you probably won't be around because it is a long weekend, but Thursday. And I don't think my kids have soccer, which is fun. Oh no, they just have practice. Okay. So there you go. So you can see it all embossed in there. See how pretty that is? Now, sometimes if you get cracking in it, what you can do is just take your blending brush and then just go over it. If you get any white cracking, which does happen, and you could just brush over and you're like, oh, because not all the cardstocks are colored all the way through. Stampin' Up! Is, so you don't get a lot of that. But in case you do, I'm just letting you know because I've seen it and it's happened to me. Just go over it like I just did now and you'll be fine. Okay, so I'm going to take Wink of Stella. I did not do this on Christine's card. And just flick some color into there. Now I'm going to drop a bunch of it into my tip so I can splatter, and you will see wet marks because I want chunkier spots on there. And I'll lift it up so you can see. So you can see now all those little wet flicks over there. So those will dry and then those turn into little shiny spots on the card. Okay, so we're gonna leave it and let that dry a bit. And I'm just gonna fold this over because I can't stand looking at it. That berry burst is making me blah. Okay, there we go. I can't handle the look of it. Okay, so we're gonna let that dry. So we're gonna take one of my other new, let's get this out of the way, new dies. Oh, wrong ones. And it actually has a bunch of die cuts in it. Where is the other half? There it is. Okay. These are the wanted to say dies. So in the catalog, it has Feel Better Soon. It has You're Too Kind, Celebrate. A few of these extra pieces. And the one we're going to use that's missing here says right here, Happy Birthday. Okay, so I did cheat and using vellum cut out the shadow of it already. So this shadow is gonna go down here in our empty spot right there. And then what we need to do is just now die cut the words. So there you go. So that will be pretty there. Now, I'm going to show you a little trick I like to do, which I learned from Gina K. I think it was Gina K. Oh, no, Jennifer McGuire. And we have these adhesive sheets, right? So you can just use glue, but I like to be more efficient and use adhesive sheets. And what it does is it automatically turns it into a sticker. So one side's super sticky. Ta-da! And the other side isn't. So I'm just going to lay this down on here to create my sticky cardstock. And then all we have to do is trim it. But I think I can get two from this. So I'm going to stick my other piece there. Perfect. So there we go. And I'm just going to grab some glue scissors. I'm going to cut this in half. So these are my scissors that I use for anything that has glue on it already. I'm just going to trim this so then I know where I am. Now, rough trim doesn't have to be fancy. whatever. And I'm just going to trim this side because I don't want that glue to stick to my... I didn't put it on properly. I don't want it sticking to my mini box. Okay, I'm going to throw these in the garbage. And now I still have more that I can play with for later. So, for another time. So now we've got 2 pieces. So we have to run both of these through the mini. Or your whatever you have. I'm using my mini because it's just easier. And what happens is it turns it into instant sticker, right? And the other bonus is you don't have to sit there and fuss with little glue trying to get it into those little, in between all the little letters. So we're just going to stick that in there. Sticker side down, obviously. And tilt it a little so we can get some traction. And hopefully, see, I really have to like get one of those, what do you call those? When you put that thing underneath your carpet so that it doesn't slide everywhere. I need one of those for my mat because it's a royal pain. So there you go. See? Happy birthday. Just gonna grab our take your pick tool and pop this out. So we have the word happy and we have the word birthday. So that's one layer, but we want a little more dimension. So I'm just gonna clean this real quick. Poke through those holes. Just want to get these guys out. I gotta do one more. You can cut, I like to cut 2 or 3 of them, and it turns it into a thicker. You know what a thicker is? They call them, you know, thick stickers. Like when you go to the craft store, like any of the scrapbook stores, you can buy different colored thickers. Well, this is how you can make your own thicker. And it's literally just layering the same sentiment on top of each other 2 to 3 times. So I like to do twice, 3 if I really want it poofy. But I find 2 to 3 is just perfect. Some like to do 4. I think I've seen Jennifer McGuire do it 4 or 5 times, which to me I think is a little much, but I just don't have the time for that. If you're doing bulk, I would do 2, especially if somebody who appreciates it. If nobody does and you're just sending it off, well, then 1 layer is perfectly fine. Okay, so I'll get this out of the way so you can see it better. So we got our happy and our birthday. So weird, it's Saturday night. It's not, you know, it's not Thursday. So, you know, I have all the time in the world. I will be crafting some more tonight, just because I can. Although I do have to eat at some point. So I'm just getting all these little bits out of the way that we don't need. This week, all the Stampin' Up! Leaders who made it to on stage for Silver Elite and above are in Vegas. I'm kind of jealous. I was supposed to be there, but I hit Silver Elite too late and missed the deadline, unfortunately. So they're having a blast in Vegas, and I wish I was there. Okay, because it's a sticker, right? You just peel that off, and now you can attach it. So we're just going to add that on top. I like to do a little at a time, just because, and it sticks right away. So I'll try and do this in the air so you can see. And I'll peel a bit more. Just because I got fat fingers and I don't want it to start sticking on me before I even place it. Oops, I got it caught. Just gonna get that backing off. There we go. Toss, toss. And now it is slightly thicker. And we got that one little piece in there that doesn't want to come out. There we go. Oops. We'll get it off when we stick it on. And then repeat again for the word happy. So again, it just makes it nice and thick. So you get that extra little dimension on there without having to worry. Now, this is great because it's a sentiment. If you had to do individual letters, like 13 of them or something, that would be a little time consuming. At which point there's another trick though that you can use, and that's using removable tape and making sure they're all lined up together when you die cut. Then it doesn't make it so hard. There we go. So the last step now is to just take this and stick it onto our shadow, because we now have a slightly thicker word. Go like that. So tell me, are you at home right now? Are you at the cottage? Are you crafting? Or are you just chilling on the couch watching me? It's so weird because it's Saturday. Although I am usually around on Saturday nights, but this Saturday we had no commitments. So my husband is out. He's been paintballing. I don't know when he's coming home. He's usually home by now, but maybe they got there late. So they're there with our oldest, with Brady. And there we go. Or maybe they went out for dinner. Who knows? And there it is. Voila. C'est fini. Tout fini. There you go. So you can now, you could have used your little ink or your glue, I should say, and gone around all on the other on the outside there and stuck that all in there. But, you know, really it's up to you. Now, this says happy birthday. So all we have to do is stick that on. Now I'm going to use dimensionals because I like it with a little bit of dimension. And to do that, I like to create little strips. I know it sounds so tedious and painful, but really it's not. Oops, caught on my light. So I just like to go in and just cut a few little strips here. You obviously can buy really thin strips. And I mean, I do have, but this is pretty thin. And just take some of those little thin strips, and you'll definitely need your take your pick tool for this. Whoops. Randomly place them. Just enough. Oops. Just enough to keep it, it's stuck to my finger, to keep it from sagging along the whole sentiment. So I'm putting on the 2 P's on the Y, and then I'll stick one on the H on the end here. And then obviously on the B. The B and the H are kind of nice because they're thicker. And now you got that T in the middle, which is a good spot. There we go. And I mean, do you have to be this tedious? Probably not. You'll see it a little bit through on the vellum if you don't. But if that doesn't bother you, then who cares? I mean, I think it's tacky. I think it's worth taking the time because, you know, this is what makes dollar store cards look crappy, because they always, you can see their dimensionals sticking out, and you're like, oh, this is why this card's only $1. Okay, there we go. So now we've got some dimension, and we can stick that right there. And there is the front of our card. Now all it needs is a base, a card base, really. Sorry, I gotta clean up a bit, or else I'll be like disaster. Oh, I just whacked my phone. Sorry about that. Just made you all drunk there for about 2 seconds. Sorry. Chilling on the sofa watching you. Aw, thanks. Okay. It needs some bling. So let's pull out some bling. Now, We can do anything with bling here. Any of the beautiful colors. Actually, I have some pastels here we can use. So just go in your stash. We all know you have a ton of retired ones sitting there. Or you could just use plain rhinestones, whichever you have lying around. Oh, these ones are actually kind of big. Oh yeah, because there's 2 sizes. I forgot. I'm like, why do those look so huge? I need those for my scrapbook. So we'll use the smaller ones and we'll stick them randomly throughout the card. So I like to pull this up. So we're going to stick some of these pinkish / purpley colored ones. This one's got a little bit of purple. Oh, I did a purple tone one already. Put the blue or the there. So we got 3 there, and then we can even pull a couple more in. Always keep it odd numbered, right? Do we want a couple more? Let's stick one up there because it's kind of like empty. And then we'll add a partner to it somewhere around here on the edge, just to pull it up. So then now we've got the happy birthday. We've got Wink of Stella splattered on there and dried. So you can really see it on the berry burst, how it's kind of blotched throughout. You can't see it as much on the bubble bath, but I can see the shiny glitter going on in there as I, turn it around. And that's that. And then all you need now is a card base. So, Pretty Peacock, if I have any. I know I have some, but I think I forgot to pull it out. Yep. Here it is. Okay. Slide that in. I want to show you my cards for retreat. Nope, I can't do it. I better ask first. I better ask the girls if I'm allowed to share. Because, they're going to be so fun. Okay, so 5.5. I see them peeking here. And 4.25. Score. And there we go. Now this sits here right on top. And look. Oh, I colored the wrong one. I forgot to trim it. Oy, oy, oy. So this is where you start seeing the edging because I forgot to trim it. But I only want a wee trim because I don't want a lot of that color. Oh, and then I don't even cut properly. What is up with that? Okay, this is where I will show you why it sucks. So now you see the bubble bath coming through there instead. Because I forgot to trim it. After I finished telling you all, you should trim your card down first. So let's go back. This is how I fix things. There you go. Learn from my mistakes. That's what you're here for, right? So we're going to have to move these dimensionals over. Sorry, dudes, but you're in my way. And slice that one right there. I only wanted like 1/8 of an inch too. So again, see how you can see that bubble bath? At least it's not white. That's the bonus. I hate it when you slice into colored cardstock or designer series paper or pattern paper, I should say, because designer series paper is colored through. And there you go. It's back to normal. Hallelujah. Okay. So all we have to do, I like shiny things. Me too. Especially when they come from the jewelry store. Although I don't wear much bling because, full-time day job, well, you can, but it's just not worth it. Wearing your fancy bling to work. Especially when you're around machinery all the time. Okay, there you have it. Just like that. Now, we could add some ribbon. We could add some more texture to it. I just choose not to. I'm a very clean and simple card maker. Okay, sometimes I go a little too far, but I'm switching those around because I don't like the color combo on that side. There. And that is your first card. Now, obviously you need to do the inside. So I will finish that off and then do a draw for that one. Okay, this week as well on my newsletter. So something similar will be going into those who had birthdays this month. Something similar or something I shared with you. I can't find the original that I posted on the newsletter, which means I probably sent it out. Is another card that I shared in the newsletter. So this is an easy one to make, but fun. And what I like about it is the one in my newsletter is a different pattern. But this one I thought I would share with you because it is the sketch challenge for this week. And it's so easy to create with. So, and you can do multiples. And part of the reason why I wanted to share this sketch challenge is if you have bulk you need to do, it's a really easy way to do it. So I used to create is the Cheerful Daisies. Now this comes with a beautiful, beautiful die set. You could probably just use the dies and won't even need this, but they work fantastic together. Do I have my cards from this one? I made a whole set of cards with that one. And I know they're here somewhere because I had them sitting here. I must have moved. Oh, here they are. I think. Hang on. If I'm lucky, I will share them with you. Oh, yes. Okay. Just to show off the Cheerful Daisies bundle, here's one card that I created, which just needs a sentiment. Here's another one with all the pieces in there. And this also has coordinating designer series paper, but see that flower? Like, you can just get away with the die set. You don't even need the bundle. But it is cheaper and more cost effective to purchase the bundle because it's 10% off. Okay, so to make this card is super duper easy. So I used Pecan Pie, which is one of our new colors, because I had tons of that ribbon. And where's my pieces? Where are you? I prepped, so I know I have them here. Ah, there we go. Okay, so I cheated again and did some pre-cutting in advance. So I have my card base, and instead of creating my own designer series paper, I use the designer series paper from the current catalog. This is one of the Delightfully Eclectic, and we just did a DSP share with my team. So this is just one of the pieces that is actually in there. So currently it's 4 by 5.25, but we need to get our strips in there. So each strip, I actually cut it down to 1.25. I just found it a lot easier to work with if it's 1.25. Then you're not thinking of, oh, what's my measurement? Like, how do you cut this into 3 and go, oh, 1 3/8 each? Nope. Just use 1.25. Life's so much easier that way. Okay, so I'm going to line this up because I like mine on my left side. If you were Marie, she'd probably have this upside down and would be going along the right side. But I'm a righty, so I'm just lining it up to 1.25 on this side of my paper trimmer. So that's my first strip, and then we're gonna get our second strip. Now I didn't give the full instructions in my newsletter, but that's why I wanted to make this card so that you have an idea. And if you're worried about it moving, just take a Post-it note, because I am worried it's moving. And just add that in there. So that's my second strip. And then here's my third strip. So 1.25. So just gonna line that up there. Just using the sticky side to help me. And there's my third strip. So there's my little strip that came off my 4-inch piece. So, and I like to make sure they're all in a row, so, or column, whichever. Sticky notes, best friend, keep nearby. There we go. Now I did pre-cut all my stitching. So this all now goes together, my stitch squares, and then we just stick this on. So I'm just gonna grab my glue. You could use anything you want, but I like to use my liquid adhesive because then I have a little bit of playroom to work with. So I'm just gonna line those up. So I'm just 1/8 of an inch bigger all around. So I'm just gonna add my glue on my ends and a big N or Z down the middle and line that up. See, now I can move around and not worry, like so. And then I'm gonna do my other end. Now I like to do the other end because, make sure I'm in the camera. And because then, what's nice is I can just position my middle to make up for any boo-boos I may have made. Okay, so I take that and stick that on that side as well. Okay, there we go. And then the middle. So this is also another great way to use up any scraps of designer series paper you have lying around. They don't all have to be the same pattern. It can be whatever you want it to be. And then that's done. Okay, so let that dry for a bit and then we're gonna do our stamping. So you could make this anything you want it to be. I got a polymer stamp set here. So we're gonna use a piercing mat to give us a little bit of oomph on there. And here's all our beautiful stamps. Now we could do any phrase on this one. So I think I'm gonna choose the birthday one instead. And you can choose any flower you want, but I do like the half flower. So let's do wishing you the brightest day. And we can center that. And I believe I just did it in black, so I don't have to be fancy here. Grab that, tap that up with some memento. I don't know if I've do a quick test. Okay, I'm good. I saw some bubbling there, so I wasn't sure if the ink was sticking or not. And I'm gonna try and do this without getting my head in the way. Oy. Let's see if I get this. Okay, hopefully that's straight. Not bad. Okay, now let's have some fun with some colors. Okay. I'm just gonna clean this off and get it out of my way because I know I'm gonna need this block. Okay, so we're gonna do the stem first. So polymer, lay it flat. Get that positioning. It's got a little bit of a point there where the flower sits, and who knows if I'll get it on there or not. So I'm going to use some Mossy Meadow, and I'm going to tone it down by stamping off first. And I got some ink there, so I'm just going to clean that off. And, do I want the flower coming from this side or that side? Or, let's do this side. Why not? Okay, something like that. Okay, now we need our fleur. And yeah, we'll do this one again. And go right about there. So I use Bubble Bath because that is the core color in this cardstock. But we can use it again. So I don't need that one. So this one's a shade one. We're going to use the outline first. Too small. Yes, daisies are my favorite too. Do you have daisies in your garden? Do tell. Oops, I'm off, but that's okay. And then we'll add the shadow. Like so. And then we're gonna need some. So I used to have lots of daisies in my garden. Like all different types. But then we had to move my garden. And I had to start fresh. So I definitely want to add them back in. Because I think I agree. They are my favorite. My favorite are Gerber daisies. And I had so many different colors of Gerber daisies. It was insane. But now we don't have them as much. So I can also add in a leaf to try and fix that. And so I probably should have used a different sentiment. But we'll see how it goes. Yep, I don't like it. So we're gonna fix it. I'm gonna fix it. I don't like it. It's not pretty enough, but you get the gist. I will fix it after, so whoever wins this will get a nicer version of this. So basically, I'm gonna finish it anyway. Just because I don't like it, we'll put another flower on top. But I ruined it already. So just so you have an idea, this goes here with a prettier flower pattern, by the way. So I will fix that before you win it and get it sent to you. And then we're gonna grab, oh, there it is. I'm like, where's my ribbon? I had it out here. So we're gonna need 2 strips. I have like wires everywhere. So 1 and 2. That's my measurement. Nothing fancy. Oh, where's my tape? I had tape. Oh, here it is. So to get this in the right position, I'm gonna take some tape and seal and just stick a strip down the middle so that it holds it in place. I just need to make sure that's straight. Okay, so just using my grid here as a guide. Yep. And then a second piece, like so. So then this way, see, it doesn't fall off. So when I flip it, they're still in the same spot. And I can, just using this as a guide. Now I'm gonna take Scotch tape, because it makes life so much easier, and flip both of these up. You could do one at a time, a little longer than I actually need it. And flip those ones. And do one at a time because I need to check. Make sure they're straight. And my second one. There. Doesn't have to be pretty because no one can see it. Now, remember, this is my ugly one. So I will fix that and you will have a very pretty card in the mail. There, there. These are all my end pieces here. Just gonna get rid of them because I cut in between. There we go. Doesn't that look funny? Oh, my nails aren't long enough. Pick that off. There you go. Yep, I'm just shooting those garbage over there. Clean up later. Clean up on aisle 3. Okay, and then that goes in the middle, like so. And then it needs some bling. So I'm gonna grab the coordinating 2023 by 2025. And these are the coordinating colors. So this is the pecan pie. And we also have the yellow. So we can use any of them. So I think on this one, because on the other one I used pecan, I'm going to switch and use these two. I'm gonna put one there, one there. I'm gonna take the big guy and stick him right there in the corner. And now all we need is a card base. Just gonna grab one. And then that sticks on like so. This out of the way. And I'm just gonna use my seal to make sure I get a good one on there. And then stick that on. So I've got only about 1/8 all around. So this is not your usual 5 1/4 by 4. Now I'm gonna fix that. So I will pull that off. And then you can also, if you want, you can stamp the inside. I'm just gonna pull this in. And let's use the big flower. I think that would be fun. Add a flower right in there. Toot! Grab bubble bath again. Oh, this one is the, oops, that one's a shadow. We need the, I need the other one first. Okay, let's do the outline first. Okay, so we'll go right about there. It's gonna be cut off, of course. And, oh, this is the fun part. Trying to figure out, oh, perfect. Well, it wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. So we're just gonna line that up. Ta-da! And there you go. Oh, I forgot to stamp off. What was I thinking? You can still see the outline though. I can go back in with that outline. Oh, oh, wrong one. This guy's too small. You need the big one. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Then we're gonna stick that in the middle. Oh, I'm way off today. There we go. And then there's also 2 other sayings if you want to add them. Your friendship means everything. You made my day if you want to, or just fill that in if you like. And there's our second card. So this was a sketch design in my newsletter. So if you're part of my newsletter, you would have had that with a different card design. And I believe that's all I had. So next week, here are the 2, so you can see them both. So next week, I will be back on Thursday as scheduled. And we will be playing with the 3 new September to December stamp sets. And these bundles are the same bundles that we are using for Demonstrator Academy, and as well as in the upcoming fall retreat. So we're gonna make some fun folds with these, and then have a little bit of fun next week. And September 2nd is the deadline to register. So if you haven't registered yet, please do. The reason why I picked September 2nd is because it takes me at least a week to get the order in, and then get all your kits together, and then ship it for another week, and then get all the kits together, etc., etc. So, and then I have to also ship them to those who are doing the online version. So we should be good after that. So there's still space. So thank you so much for joining me today on a Saturday evening. I hope you liked both of those designs. Hope you have a great evening and the rest of the weekend. And I will see you next Thursday. Thanks for joining me. Have a good night and happy stamping. Bye.